Let's talk about how we can avoid extra time and cost to your 3D animation or virtual reality tour of your building development, because I don't want you to pay any more than you should or wait any longer than you should for your architectural visualization to be everything that you want it to be and hoped for and can be proud of, and it will deliver the results that you're investing for. So having done this a few times, there is a common cause that can put the cost and time in jeopardy. And I suspect whomever you go with, this will likely be the case, and how to avoid it. It's to do with attaching that cost and time to the definition at the start. So those hard times and costs are attached to something which is quite transient, because your building is in development. So some things just aren't decided yet. I get that. That means there's holes in there, or parts of it which are going to change during your real development. But for the sake of the visualization, the way to avoid the extra cost and time coming in is by seeing it, viewing it, understanding it as a snapshot in time. Because you can't define it and then change it and expect it to say the same on which that cost and time has been attached. So this is the way to do it. You either define it as what you want to look in the visualization, or you leave it undefined, in which case I will take that as a signal during the process that you want me to fill in those holes with artistic interpretation and best practice in order to make your visualization look and feel as good as possible, because I'm not going to be bothering you every 20 minutes for something that you haven't defined at the start. And if it's not there, if I can't see it, then it doesn't exist. So the holes that are in the definition at the start, whether it's in the drawings or too early for the schedule, I'm talking about perhaps a floor. So if you're not sure which finish the floor might be yet, whether it is laminate or wood or whatever it is, if you're not sure yet, you can either decide what it is or leave it to me to put in something that's likely to fit in well. Okay, so I'm not talking about, though, changes which are par for the course. You know, I'm not being unreasonable here. It's about saving you extra cost and time. So what I build into that cost and time is a bit of margin for your input, as in tweaks and changes, tweaks and improvements that you want to put into it so that it's everything that you need it to be. That isn't an invitation, though, to think at the start, oh, I'm not sure about that, I'll leave it open and define it later, because that margin is finite and it'll soon get taken up with the natural input that you want to give. So I'm talking about changes that happen because of the holes that are in the definition at the start, that might be of various sizes. The holes can be of various sizes, so that's really naughty. It might be that you want to just put numbers on the doors of the 20 apartments. That's a small change. A big change is a whole new kitchen design. These are things that have happened before. So in that case, it's a rather large change. And somewhere between those two types of changes, small and large, is a bit of a grey area. I mean, that's quite black and white. I won't charge extra time, and it won't cost more and take longer to put numbers on doors, but it will incur a significant change to the cost and time for a redesign of a kitchen. And somewhere in between there, it's kind of grey. And I'm not going to turn grey and make grey a colour that it's not supposed to be. So I just wanted to bring that up and talk about the likely way that we can avoid the extra time and cost by paying attention to the definition at the start. So I genuinely hope that's really helpful, and send me over your questions that if I haven't answered them yet, and subscribe for more. Thank you.